welcome back to Afternoon Express, and boy, oh boy, am I excited. We have got our very next victim, I'd like to call him, Sasha. I mean, Sasha, it's so amazing to have that apron on you.
Yeah,
because
it's good.
you actually have a little bit of a ace up your sleeve.
Yeah, I did go to chef school for a year. Yeah, it was a good experience. But let's see how it goes today. You never know.
He's a musician, he's a chef to me.
I have my work cut out for me today. I need to impress.
No, I'm taking notes. You're really good.
I love the sportsmanship here. Now, something else that we all love is a good lasagna. But have you ever heard of a macaroni lasagna? Yes, we're replacing the lasagna sheets with some good old macaroni. By doing so, we're making it budget-friendly. I love it, Dumi. Teach us, lead us the way.
I shall lead you, my love. And to start it off, a simple lasagna has to have a nice white sauce, but we're zhuzhing it up and adding cheese to make it a cheese sauce, because you want the flavors not only of the cheese that you would have in the layers, but you also want it as part of the binding of the dish itself.
Wow.
To start it off, I'm adding my oil, or rather butter, into our pan here, into our pot. I want it to melt down. The importance of making a cheese sauce, a white sauce, you need to make sure that your oil is hot, your fat type content is hot, so that once you add the flour, it starts cooking it from that moment you put it into the pot. Now, this is a process that's going to take a couple of minutes, but before I get into that, maybe you can just take us through the mince and all the ingredients you'll be adding in there. They're like all out there, also very reasonable, because we've got mince and we're adding lentils to bulk it up.
Yeah, well, we're just going to add like the mince in, like straight after the onions, and wait for it to brown a little bit. Just let it like go in there and settle, and, you know, get nice and brown and get some colour on it. Braise it, you could say. And then I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds here. Then I'll add the lentils in next, and the tomato paste.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll put the tomatoes, the chopped tomatoes, and the stock, and the egg right at the end there.
You're speaking like someone that isn't making lasagna for the first time today.
Actually, lasagna and bolognese is one of my specialties, so you got me on a good day here.
No, or maybe we knew what we were doing. I love the fact, though, that you are no stranger to being in the kitchen. And also, you came with a life-changing tip. I have never thought of adding lentils into my mince, just because it just, you know, simply goes further at the end of the day. This dish, I believe, can feed 6 to 8 people, and that's a big family.
That is 6 to 8 people with empty stomachs that want to be fed, and you can definitely make sure that you feed them. Now, Pali, as you can see, I've added our flour in here. It is ideal to make sure that you let your flour cook down. Obviously, we press for a bit of time, so we're going to make sure we go in with the rest of the ingredients. While the flour is cooking down, you then start adding your liquid. In this instance, we're using our Clover fresh milk, because it is perfect for this recipe. It's got those the creamy flavor that we want for our white sauce, and it also is great because it binds everything together. And the fact that it's got triple protect, I mean, I could say so much. We've got the sauce that I'm doing here. I'm gonna keep adding it and thicken it up, and then I'll start adding the cheesiness that we want into the sauce.
Very cool. That sounds delicious.
It definitely sounds delicious. I see you've also added some of the other ingredients there.
Yeah, let's just add some tomato paste in there, pinch of salt, maybe 2 pinches, because it's for 6 people. Little pinch of black pepper, you know, a little bit of this, bit of that. Some chopped tomatoes.
If you don't have chopped tomatoes, you could always use fresh tomatoes as well, which are also still very reasonable.
Yeah.
Or you could get any canned tomatoes. It's completely up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a resounding voila for me. You can't even taste the fact that the texture or the pasta element and the starch is any different to that lasagna sheet. It's actually thicker because you have more layers, essentially, more of those lasagna tubes in there. So it definitely is a lot more heartier.
Absolutely.
And to me, the creaminess of that sauce, honey, beautifully comes together here. And also your sauce, your bolognese, is not too sharp on the tongue, because sometimes the acidity can just be overwhelming.
Well, yeah, actually it's an old trick to add a pinch of sugar as well in there, just to cut the acidity of the tomatoes.
Brilliant.
Yeah, something else you can do at home.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
I've started layering our lasagna, our macaroni lasagna, and as you can see, I've got a layer of the macaroni at the very bottom. We've added an egg. I'm gonna just add it into our sauce right now. We're adding an egg into, as you can see myself, and...
Dual egging here.
Correct. We're adding our eggs into this, and you might be wondering why we're doing this.
Yeah.
The reason for that is for the stability. If you look at our lasagna there close to you, Bale, it's got those definition of layers because we've added the egg for the structure. If you choose to not add the egg, it's completely up to you, but we're just saying that if you want to impress and you want to be able to cut those different layers and have people see them individually.
The perfect slices.
Then
Yeah, adds a
definitely
bit of
add the
richness
egg.
into the flavor as well, the egg usually.
Very,
Stunning.
very true. And then we go in with another layer of our sauce. And then I'll finish it up with our lasagna, some cheese on the top, bake it in the oven at 180 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. And that's your lasagna for 6 done.
Head over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get all of this goodness.
I'll go. But one of you said,
Oh, he's back.
move way.
Clover Fresh Milk.
Made with love by Clover.